Hi, I'm Richard Watson, Managing Partner of DBIC Ventures. We're a highly active seed and early stage venture fund in the Republic of Ireland and recently launched our latest early stage fund. Our fund is unique in the market, having been enabled by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, with the backing of Enterprise Ireland and 35 amazing private entrepreneurs who themselves have started, scaled and sold technology, medical device and other types of businesses. Our fund is backing the next generation of the most ambitious founders in Ireland. We've been managing seed funds since the 1990s, having launched the first micro seed fund in Ireland. To date, we have made over 100 investments in early stage Irish tech startups. DBIC Ventures is part of the Dublin BIC Group, which is deeply embedded in the Irish startup ecosystem. We have a long-standing reputation as a leader in Ireland in the provision of strategic advice to tech startups. Dublin BIC also manages a significant volume of angel activity in Ireland through HBAN, the Halo Business Angels Network. We also established and manage the recently expanded Guinness Enterprise Centre, which is the largest enterprise centre in Ireland and can accommodate over 140 startups and scale-up companies. We run a range of entrepreneurial support events annually, including the flagship FutureScope conference, Ireland's leading innovation event. Dublin BIC, through its broad activity set, helps accelerate, fund and connect the most ambitious founders to succeed. We're passionate about investing in and working with highly scalable startups with global ambitions.
Our current fund is highly active, investing in globally scalable B2B SaaS and medtech companies across the Republic of Ireland. Within B2B SaaS, we are investing across a wide variety of sectors and verticals. Our core focus is at seed to Series A stage, with a strong ability to follow on in subsequent rounds as companies grow rapidly. We back highly ambitious and driven founders who are developing companies to serve large global markets through innovative technology and business models. We seek to identify companies with clear competitive advantages, early market validation, and that can scale through attractive unit economics. Our overarching approach is to be relationship driven, and everything we do is underpinned by building strong relationships with founders. For us, the team is the most important thing, and it's the key driver of success for early stage startups. We are entrepreneur friendly, and we are keen to meet companies early, even if they're not actively fundraising just yet.
I'm Vincent Ford, I'm CEO and founder of Gascon Medical. I'm a mechanical engineer with a background in retail, design and engineering. I founded Gascon Medical in 2018 as a solo founder. At that time I was just out of college, having studied mechanical engineering in Cork Institute of Technology, and the business began as a college project. Now, when I left college I went straight into the New Frontiers incubator programme by Enterprise Ireland. I was interested at that point in learning the business structures required to gain investment to build a business. You could say I was fairly dogged from the outset. I just needed the supports to properly establish the foundations of the business. Gascon Medical develops a technology to remove air bubbles from IV infusion lines. IV infusion is the most common invasive therapy in modern healthcare, and it is used in almost every area of medical treatment, with over 80% of hospital patients receiving IV as part of their treatment. It's also widely used in home care and community care settings. Every IV infusion has a risk of bubbles entering the patient's venous systems, and these bubbles can result in harm such as heart rhythm disruptions, cognitive dysfunction and strokes. Nurses are typically charged with manually removing the bubbles from the IV, which is both time-consuming and risky for the nurse and for the patient. What we do is automate that process, stopping the bubble problem at source and making the infusion safer, more accurate and cheaper to deliver.
Hi, I'm Marco. I'm co-founder of Evercam construction cameras, and we're in the business of improving construction productivity. We believe that the camera and images and the data that can be taken from images can have a really big impact on reducing delays and reducing disputes on construction sites. So we've built a layer of software that works with existing camera technology and can turn that into useful, actionable data, whether it's for the safety team or the project management team on-site or off-site.
In the construction industry, when you make a mistake, it's expensive. When you have a delay, it's expensive. And the improvements that came about with the hardware for the cameras, with the software that we were building to allow people to communicate with each other using images and data from the cameras, and with general broadband communications, it meant that there was a really nice opportunity there for us to get early into the market, where construction, being a very traditional industry, was just starting to take on and test out new technologies, and we were suddenly able to put the decision-making data into people's hands, to have it on the big screen in the office, to have it on the big screen in the HQ as well as the side office, and for everyone to have it on their phone. And it was a really nice experience to watch our customers tell us what they were using Evercam for, and for us to turn that into additional products to help them make decisions even faster and with more of the right information at hand.
And what Evercam has done quite well here is bring an existing proven technology, so today's camera systems, and built a layer on top of that can achieve what we want. So extracting structured information from the video streams, from the images, and making it easier to work with the other existing technologies on the site. So that's the BIM models that are used by the planners, by the design team, and increasingly by people on site, and also the existing project management software. So Evercam makes it very, very easy to take images, mark them up, and send them to the project management software that's being used on site. Over the last few years, we've been rolling that out internationally. We're now selling in Ireland and England, of course, but also Australia, America, and dealing with the challenges of 24 time zones with a real-time system.
I'm Chris Darren, founder and CEO of Clarity CX1, a SaaS startup company based in Ireland. We're a Salesforce.com ISV partner and have created a strategic account management solution on the Salesforce platform, tailored specifically for the pharmaceutical industry with other sectors to follow. We have just signed our first CX1 client and have a ready-made customer base to call on through our sister company, Clarity Engagement Solutions, a strategy consulting and training provider to global life science companies for over 12 years. Like other industries, the pharmaceutical sector is undergoing a shift away from tactical product selling to strategic customer and opportunity engagement. And that's where Clarity CX1 comes in. It enables field account teams to understand customer accounts, opportunities, and stakeholders at a deeper level and engage more effectively in value-based conversations. CX1 also gives commercial organizations greater visibility into pipeline health and the data to support strategy and development decisions, which is essential given the increased complexity in customer environments and the new types of decision makers account teams need to call on. Having spent so many years in the trenches with former account teams, we were inspired to build CX1 as a result of the direct feedback from account managers on the tools and support they need to do their jobs more effectively.
My name is Tim Crow. I'm CEO of Workslaw. We deliver real-time data insights to allow businesses to achieve greater levels of efficiency throughout their supply chain. We work with clients across many sectors such as pharma, medtech, manufacturing, and supply chain. So when we engage with clients, we typically find that they have 1, 2, or 3 applications to run their process, and they're extracting information from these applications into Excel to understand how their process is performing. This can often make its way through email and people doing their interpretation of it and ultimately end up in a dashboard. This drives issues such as data integrity and then multiple sources of truth, so you're not sure if you're actually getting the right information or not. These systems then generally don't talk to each other, so what we find is companies are using Excel to try and connect all this data together. So at Workslaw, we solve this problem. So first thing we do is we understand the problem that the customer is trying to solve, and we help them to create metrics and KPIs around that. What we do then is we will connect into these data sources such as ERP, MES, quality systems, or a machine on the production floor or a production line. We'll automatically extract the data from these applications and systems, and we bring it together in a Workslaw cloud, where then we can give clients real-time information on how their process is performing. But where the real value is in the future. So when we have all this data, we can do analytics on it to predict problems that will happen in the future. So for example, it could be as simple as a bearing on a machine. We can predict when it's going to fail, or it could be something more complex like orders flowing into an operation where we can analyze it and we can tell on the ship date, are the parts going to be there or not.
Some of us have previously had our own startups or are part of small startup teams that have scaled and exited, so we have a deep understanding of the journey. We are generally the first institutional investor in our portfolio companies and work closely with founders in helping to build out rounds and bring in co-investment from angels, privates, other funds and Enterprise Ireland. For our portfolio companies, receiving institutional capital at an early stage provides vital validation in the marketplace and helps to raise the company's profile. By leveraging our experience, we support portfolio companies in key decision making from the early steps on their journey. Examples of portfolio companies where we were the first institutional investor include SilverCloud, a leading global on-demand virtual mental health delivery platform which was founded in 2012 and acquired by US telehealth company Amwell in 2021. Grid Beyond, a leading smart grid technology company which addresses demand constraints on electrical energy grids and is deployed in over 400 sites worldwide. Clearcom, who we invested in 2021 and automates customer call path testing for large multinationals and companies internationally. NewsWhip, who track the performance of global news stories across the internet and have a wide array of blue chip clients including The Washington Post, Pepsi, McDonald's and Condé Nast. iCabby, who have developed cloud-based dispatch technology for taxi fleets in Europe and North America and has processed well over 500 million taxi bookings to date and was acquired by Renault in 2018. A key pillar of our approach is to be close, supporting and trusted partners with our investee founders and management teams post-investment. We have significant experience of growing and scaling startups, and we provide hands-on support and advice where we can add value at critical steps along the journey without being overly intrusive. Whilst being active and engaged board participants, we believe that advice and support generally works better outside of the boardroom environment, and we put a lot of time into informal one-to-one meetings with management teams. Examples of areas where we support our investees include recruitment and team building, strengthening the board, commercial and strategic decision making, financial planning, fundraising and positioning for exit, and generally is a close ally for founders to bounce thoughts and ideas off along the way. We are also fortunate to be able to leverage a strong network of experienced entrepreneurs and business leaders, and we provide founders access to this network where value can be added.
We are very proactive when it comes to funding rounds, often taking the role of lead investor. Frequently we help companies build rounds by bringing in other investors and working together on due diligence. The terms of our investment and approach to closing rounds align with our ethos of being relationship driven and focuses on ensuring clear alignment of interest with founders. We are equity investors and our objectives are the same as founders when it comes to growth, scale and value realization.
We are targeting building a portfolio of 25 plus companies by 2024 and can invest up to 3 million in any individual company through multiple rounds. A key part of our strategy is the ability to follow on through subsequent rounds as we partner with founders on their scaling journey.
Now, we identified DBIC Ventures as a potential partner early on, among other VC firms we were looking at. We did our due diligence and looked at interviews with Richard Watson and just liked his attitude towards backing early stage ventures. I really appreciated his background in medtech startups. He had been in these trenches and got the nuances of this world, and that was important for me, that our investment partners understood the journey ahead and could help us strategically. DBIC made the investment process really easy from the beginning. They were initially very engaged in understanding the background and the solution, genuinely excited about solving the problem and then offering good insights on our business plan. As the round progressed in the early stages, we asked DBIC to lead and they said yes, which I think gave all the other investors confidence to see a VC taking charge of the round. DBIC were always fully in control as a lead, sharing paperwork and updates. I think everyone knew where they stood at all times. DBIC chaired meetings with the investment groups to ensure alignment, and from a company point of view, this was really helpful.
To have the confidence to have a product roadmap that we know requires investment, and having some of the best people in the world working on our product and sitting with our customers to develop new products and get into new markets, we knew we would need investment.
We started approaching various different sources of capital. We got on well with DBIC Ventures. Richard has been really easy to deal with and has been our capital partner then over the last few years and has also helped us through more recent rounds.
Having DBIC there with their experience and having Richard and his expertise has been really helpful. Just getting advice from what they've learned from helping out similar companies at the growth stage, and then what it comes down to as well is just having the bit of local knowledge, the bit of just the contacts that are in-house in DBIC Ventures means that when we are talking about any potential partnerships or companies or hires or customers or anything like that, there's always somebody who knows someone, and we've been really fortunate, and Richard sits on our board and gives us good advice, and he's always available at the end of the phone to give us a bit of a help with anything.
DBIC Ventures is the investment arm of Dublin BIC, and it was important that we had an investor leading the round that had the right expertise and network to allow us to have first mover advantage. Their due diligence process with us was straightforward. We got to a term sheet quickly, and they are very hands-on and easy to work with at the board level.
We talked about our plans for the future and our plans for investment, and we got a lot of support from DBIC Ventures. I did the sprint workshop. In fact, it was so good I did it twice. That workshop allowed us to frame our offering to clients, helped us to analyze our market, to plan our financials, and really put us in a position where we were thinking about all aspects of the business. So we were looking for investors who could not only bring funds, but we wanted more than that. We wanted someone that could understand our business, that understand what we did, and could provide benefits to us other than financial benefits. And that's what we found with DBIC Ventures. They came with us through the journey. We ended up with 4 investors with 1.1 million investment. And with the other 3 investors, DBIC Ventures helped us to get the investment with them.
Overall, we're really excited and impressed by the quality of Irish startups coming to us for investment. Having been active in the market since the 1990s, we've witnessed firsthand the seismic shift in the quality, ambition and sophistication of founding teams here, and the volume of high-quality startup investment opportunities. Success breeds success, which has helped to drive this very positive change over the past decade or so, and we expect that this will result in the current breed of Irish startups being even more successful. As we touched on earlier, we're highly active in the market and are investing in a significant number of seed to Series A stage companies each year. If you're an early stage SaaS or medtech company and you think that you might be a fit for us, we would love to hear from you.
Pragmatic and approachable.
Dynamic and decisive.
Open and collaborative.